for all of your dreams and things became reality. You would think human lives matter.
Hey everyone, it's Mel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a yoga flow, specifically focusing on the quads, the hammies, and the hips. So if you have tight legs, then this flow is for you. Let's start on our back on the mat, planting your feet on the ground, having your arms by your sides or over your ears, and we'll begin by doing some glute bridges. So this is just warming up your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes for this yoga flow. We're going up and down a few times, inhaling as you lift your hips and exhaling as you lower. You can add the arms by lifting and lowering as well, moving into your shoulders, and just an all-around full body stretch. Okay, we're going to hold at the top and pulse, 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 squeezing your glutes, pushing through and elongating your quad muscles. Then we'll move into openers and closers, kind of like the abductor and adductor machines at the gym. This is all you need to do, body weight, and you can get similar results. Keep going. Okay, let's hold at the top, and you can go ahead and add a leg, lifting a knee, and then switch sides. Lift your hips even higher up, last breath, and release down to the mat. Bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a little rock, massaging your low back, and we're going to move into pigeon pose, modified. So supine on the back, crossing the right ankle over the left knee, pulling your left shin into your body. You can lift your upper body or keep it lowered, whatever you want, and you can try to extend the leg to get a hamstring stretch. Moving into supine twist, dropping your knees over towards the left and your gaze is to the right. All right, switching sides right away for our modified pigeon on the left side. Again, pulling your right knee and shin as close as you can to your body, and try to extend the leg if you did so on the other side. You know where we're going. Cross the legs like eagle wrap to go into your twist. Knees are to the right, gaze is to the left. Remember to breathe. Come back through center, and we will rock and roll the length of the mat a few times, just massaging your entire spine. And once you get to the top of the mat, cross your ankles and come to a high plank. Holding the high plank for a moment, and then we're going to lower it all the way to the ground. Nice, very slow. Inhaling through upward facing dog or cobra, and you can gaze right and left. Really focus on squeezing the kneecaps, pulling the quads up, and you can even try to curl the toes under, and we can give some rocks front and back to really emphasize the quads and the hamstrings. All right, pushing your hips up to downward facing dog and pedal it out. Notice what's going on with the back body. Notice how your hamstrings feel. And as always, stay present. Let those thoughts in your mind float away like clouds in the sky. Okay, lift your right leg up to the sky, three-legged down dog. Keep your hips square to begin, and then you may open it up and bend your knee. Stepping the right foot through inside of the hands, low lunge. You can drop the back knee, uncurl the toes, and your hands can be at your hips or to the sky. Let's just pulse up and down just a couple times to warm up your hips. We're focusing on keeping the hips as square as possible here, so it may be a little bit uncomfortable. Right, you can bring your hands to the top of your knee, and we're going to hold here for a few breaths, still keeping your hips square. When you're ready, drop the left hand down, dragonfly twist, right arm is up to the sky. You can extend the back leg, and again, rock front and back. As you're doing this, you're working into the quad and the hamstring even more. Dropping the knee one more time, you're going to bend the back knee and grab the foot if it's accessible. You can also grab a towel or a yoga strap and have that help you. Right, holding the foot as close as you can to the butt and then release. Straightening the front leg, Ardha Hamanasana, half split. Go ahead and flex the toes to your face, keeping your back as straight as possible, so don't round it too much down. Then you'll bend back into the right knee, step the foot back. You can keep the leg lifted for your chaturanga. Meet me in downward facing dog, and you can pedal out the heels again. This time you can rock your hips left and right by opening up the feet a little bit and shift them left and right with your hips. Nice. All right, lifting your left leg up when you're ready, three-legged down dog. Hips are square to begin, and then open them up. Bend the knee open and step the foot through. We're doing the same thing we did on the other side, so find your poison. Hold the spot that burns in a good way, of course. Don't stay too low if it's too painful, but find that edge, okay? And then just breathe in that edge. Again, keep the hips square. We're really focusing in on our hamstrings, our hips, and our quads in this particular stretch. You're also working into your splits more by keeping the hips as square as possible. Moving for our dragonfly twist. Rocking front and back, and we cannot forget our quad stretch. So bend the back knee and grab the foot. Release the bind and straighten through the front leg, half splits. Again, toes are towards your face. Again, keeping hips square. When you're ready, you can bend back into the front knee, and I encourage you to add a push-up or two if you didn't already before, and keep the leg lifted. Nice. Inhale, upward facing dog. Let it feel good. And curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in the nose, out of the mouth. And we're going to take a down dog twist, taking the left hand towards your right ankle. Gazes up to the sky, twisting underneath your right armpit. Switching sides. Nice. Try to keep your hips square here as well. It's easy to open it up. Nice. Replace the hand back forward, and we're taking a few spinal rolls. So you're rounding the spine forward like cat pose, and then you're arching the back up to downward facing dog. So you're kind of almost coming down to a plank, but not entirely. And we can step or hop all the way up to the top of the mat. I'm doing little funky one-legged tippy toe walk to the top, and meet me in a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folds. Drop your hips down low, chair pose. We're taking 3 chair planes with the arms behind in airplane arms, and we're coming up onto the tippy toes if you can. Sit your hips as low as possible, and then stand it tall. Take a little back bend, goal post your arms to the side, and hands to heart center. Nice. Open up the feet, hips width distance. You can suckle the knees to touch in the middle, and sitting down as we lift our toes up, This is like a funky chair pose, awkward chair pose. And then you're coming down to a little ball and you're back onto the mat. Okay, we're going to come down to reclined hero's pose. So our knees are touching almost and our feet are outside of the hips. You can first come back down onto your forearms. If you want to stay here, great. This is a great place to be. You can either keep your head up or bring it back. And the more advanced version is to go all the way back like I am doing right now, bringing your arms over your ears and holding your elbows. So again, we're trying to keep our knees closer together. It's kind of an active pose. For me, my hips were pretty sore. I went to a hot sculpt yoga a couple days ago, so I'm definitely feeling it. So feel free to massage your hips, your hip flexors, or any other part of your body. Option is to stay here, or you can move into one-legged reclined heroes by shifting onto one side and bending the other. So one is kind of bent up, just like so, or you can even open it up to this double hip pose. So one's on the inner hip and one is on the outer. Go ahead and change sides, bending the other side, and yeah, this feels just really good. It's a different part of your quad and it's a little bit deeper into your hips. Beautiful. If you are still in the normal heroes, go ahead and make your way out, extending your legs up to the sky, flexing your heels. And we're moving into happy baby, taking your hands to your ankles to start, and then kick the feet rather to the sky and open up your knees, trying to bring them as close as you can to the mat. Option to stay there, or you can extend one leg long and then the other leg. And another option is to open all the way up into a big straddle. Happiest of baby. Amazing. Point your toes or flex them, whatever feels good. And amazing. So however you want to get to shoulder stand, go ahead and get there. I like to just roll myself back, but that's my mobility in my spine. I feel safe doing it, but if you don't, go ahead and come to a safe position. Right, you can take your hands to your low back, candlestick, and make any kind of shapes that you want right now for your body. I love to do bicycles when I'm up here, bending both knees. This also feels really good, or felt really good for my quads. And then you will slowly come back to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna come right on up to our core. So we're doing boat pose to low boat, high boat to low. Keep it going for 10, 9, 8, 7, change it up if you want, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top, straighten your legs. If you want to go ahead and try to open all the way up into the big straddle, balancing on your sit bones, go ahead and do so. This is my favorite pose. It's very challenging. Amazing. Go ahead and release your legs down, butterfly pose. Spread your wings, knees are up and down, and then fold over your feet. We only have a little bit left of this flow, so let's go ahead and finish it up. Circle around, come to downward facing dog, just as a transition to meet me in hands and knees. You may go through a few rounds of cat and cow if you'd like. Otherwise, we're opening up for modified side plank on the left. So your right arm is up to the sky. We're gonna go for 3 crunches, elbow to knee. Then you're gonna bend that leg and grab for the bind. First, pulling the foot to your butt, quad stretch, and then you may kick it away from you for the back bend. Beautiful. Release the bind, changing sides. Left arm is up to the sky this time, and again, moving through 3 crunches, and circle it back, bend the knee, work into the left quad, beautiful, and kick for the back bends. Release the bind, pushing your way to down dog, and just again as a transition, you're stepping your right knee up to pigeon pose. So we're going to move through 3 pigeon rolls as we're bringing our chest to the mat and then lifting it back up 3 times, and then you will come to sleeping pigeon. Option to stay in sleeping pigeon a little bit longer. Otherwise, walk your way up, and we're going to bend the back knee, grab the bind for a mermaid pose. So you're hooking the foot with your elbow, and then you're reaching the right arm up to the sky and trying to grab the bind with your hands. Beautiful. Okay, release. And we're just changing sides however you want to. You can shift the hips over to change sides, or push your hips up to the sky for down dog and change that way. Once you come into pigeon, find your 3 pigeon rolls and then rest in sleeping pigeon. Alright, if you took mermaid on the other side, go ahead and try it on this side as well. This is our last posture of today's class, so make it count. Really try to square your hips and get a little bit deeper than you have before. Nice. Slowly release and just shift onto your butt. You can move into a seated meditation, or if you want to end in Shavasana, you can go ahead and do so. I'm ending the video here. I'm sending everyone so much love. Namaste, my loves. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for flowing with me. Mwah.